Hi everyone, welcome to this new Gamersyde Live. Tonight we're going to show you Project Cars 2, which will be released in just a few days. And as usual, Driftwood is going to do the playing and most of the talking.
Hello everyone, and yes, we're back this week with another car racing game. Probably a long-awaited one for fans of Project Cars, which was released 2 years ago, and I was actually also quite eager to see what the second game would have to offer with the new motorsports categories and everything that was. Actually promised, and actually backed the game myself, just like I had for the first one, and the few videos I had made of the PC version, something like 2 weeks ago. I'd seen some of the issues, mostly maybe technical graphic, the graphics with the flickering shadows and everything. I was not naive enough to believe that it would be fixed for release, but after all, who knows? But then I also I didn't really play the races the last time I played the backer version, and sadly it was then taken away from me because backers 2 weeks away from release had their keys revoked, more or less. We're waiting for a final release key, and we'll have to wait until the game is officially out to play. So we'll provide you with more videos of the game on PC. We'll see if some of the things we mentioned for the PS4 version we've been playing for a few days is still true. Like I said in the comments, the fact that some of the problems have been there ever since the first game was released, and nothing has changed after pretty good number of updates and also the sequel. I'm not sure it's going to be different, but maybe playing with the wheel will make it also a bit different. I couldn't play with the wheel as I don't have one that's compatible with PS4 or Xbox One for that matter, so it was the controller, which hopefully works a lot better this time around than in the first game. And before we show you anything, just something important to say maybe is that I had a very big update just before we launched the game, and just before actually we were live, and it's pretty big. It says how many? What it said?
Almost 10.
Yeah. Oh, almost 10,
Almost
yes. 10. And maybe it's fixed many things, and then we'll pass for an idiot. And I hope that will be the case. But before we show you the game, I've shown a few videos. I tried to show what some of the things I enjoyed, and where things worked. Like the rallycross and something like bits of races that where the game looked very nice, and things happening on screen, which was pretty good to show, I think. And the FPS analysis videos, which I think show that the performance is not bad, but the tearing is quite a problem, especially if you're the kind of person who notices tearing a lot. And sometimes I don't know if it's the tearing or if it's some frame pacing issue, but I was persuaded that there were drops, but then the Blimps plugin didn't see as many drops as I expected there would be. So maybe there's also some form of frame pacing issue at times, not all the time. But overall, I think it's it's certainly disappointing to see that on Pro there was no PS4 Pro when the first game was released. But so I guess I was hoping for a game that would be freed from tearing and potentially drops. Resolution is actually better than on base PS4. It's 1440p. This is something that I've got from our good friend John Lillman from Digital Foundry. So I think he knows what he's talking about, and hopefully
I don't think so.
Well, most of the time
it's just been lucky until today.
Probably, but I don't know. I mean, I trust him, and that's all that matters to me. So before I again show you some gameplay, I just wanted to show you something that I actually couldn't in the videos, which is everything you can tweak and do in the menus. And it's again, that's really one of the game's main strengths, to give you a lot of freedom to, well, of course you can play career. I will show you how it works. There's quick play with custom race, where you can of course choose your vehicle. The selection is pretty good. You know, it's not incredibly it's not Forza in terms of number, but still it's like almost 200 cars, like 108 cars I think, for launch, and a good variety of cars, so which is good. There's also a good track selection, many locations. A lot of the locations are from the original game and its DLCs. So yeah, if you've played the original game, you'll see a lot of things that you've seen before, but it's the case in every racing game. You know, Forza, even you get the same tracks, and same with GT. So it's really not a problem. There are new tracks, like circuits, but also rallycross and icy tracks, and so it's also nice to be able to select some things, like for example here. So you also have still have the time progression, how fast it goes, the time you start the race, the date if you want, also the number of laps, obviously, and the weather slots, which are back. And well, there's a good selection of weather conditions now, with snow, which is new, and different, like snow, heavy snow, blizzard. Fog is pretty nice. When fog arrives, the you know, there are problems when the fog is really there, and especially in replays where you see very odd things. But there's some like Silent Hill vibe when the fog starts to fall, and it's really nice. I think I find it very nice. So there's heavy fog with rain and hazy, and there's also random. So this is also very, very good, because you can put everything you set everything to random, or you can just choose what you want, and then there'll be no surprise, but things will change. And what's really nice is when it rains, if you know, it's a long race and it rains for a very long time, I mean, puddles will get bigger, and it's not like, you know, static like in Forza 6, where you knew where the puddles were and you knew how big they were, and it was not going to change over the course of the race. And this is also very, very nice. Something that you know, they were more or less the first to do in like you know, on next gen consoles and on PC, to bring like dynamic weather conditions and a day-night cycle and everything. That's really top notch, and that's really well done. Even the effects, it's maybe not the best effects you can see, but it really, you know, they can really nail it somehow.
How about you show it to us?
Yeah, I'm going to. So again, you know, different things you can do. You know, number of opponents, their skill level. Most of the videos you've seen were set, the opponent skill level was set to 100, because some people said, well, but you know, the AI doesn't seem fast enough, so it's too slow. You probably play in a very easy level. And no, and it's very odd, because on snow and dirt sometimes you get the feeling that the AI is much less efficient than an asphalt, and I don't know why. Aggressiveness also can be chosen. Opponent type field, multi-class, same class, same vehicle if you want. And the grid position, when you don't want to bother with the practice and qualifying sessions, that you can choose to do it. There are also rules and regulation. You can tweak everything. That's, I think, great. There's also motorsport presets, where if you select rallycross, you're just going to get a selection of tracks related to rallycross, and same with the cars. And I think it's very nice too, because it saves you some time. Now, you can play online. There's private testing to test your vehicles and your tweakings if you want. There's a community tab where there's time trial with leaderboard, community events, of course. There's esports if you're interested. You have your profile with The images you've actually taken, you can see here that I have a few, but I didn't really have time to. Well, you know, one of the problems I have with the game, obviously, being able to do that with like, it's not F1, but sort of Formula One cars, which is probably possible with the real one, I guess, but still a bit odd. But you get to have nice pictures, images of accidents sometimes. But also, I think the photo mode is pretty good. I think just the drone is not that easy to master. I mean, the way it moves, and it's not really precise. So I don't know why they decided to go for something like that instead of just, you know, letting you just move exactly as you would if you were just standing there. But well, it's a minor thing. And in the option menu, everything you can possibly imagine can be tweaked, from you know, assistance, damage type, mechanical failures. I mean, just name it, it's there. I played on authentic most of the time. I then also tried with full assist on. I might actually stay on full assist for the live stream because like for WRC7, I have there's a delay in sound, so it's like everything I hear, what I do, the sound comes after for me, which makes it difficult to drive actually. On-screen display too. Everything again. Tutorials can be turned off. The HUD level can be also tweaked if you want. And then you have the visual effects, cockpit mirrors, which do not look very good, to be honest, but not worse than Gran Turismo Sport. Screen dirt, crepuscular rays. So you know, it's not PC tweaks, but it's things you can turn off if you don't like bloom, for example, or heat haze. I think heat haze was turned off by default, actually, if I remember correctly. Then camera can also be tweaked, like field of view, which is very nice for console, for every possible camera angle: a bumper camera, bonnet camera, a roof camera, chase camera, cockpit camera, helmet camera, everything. And then the field of view speed sensitivity, if you play with the helmet, the G effect, you can show the helmet or not if you don't want that. The helmet to show, you can take it off. Camera leaning and everything can be tweaked. So yeah, for people who like to have their own personal experience with the game, it's great. I mean, by default it works, but should you want to have something that's more personal, you can. Controllers can be tweaked too, and of course wheels. I didn't feel the need to do anything with the controller, contrary to the first game, which is good. TV calibration, not much to say. I think if I remember correctly, you get there's something more when you play with in HDR. Something that I think some said for their review is there's no HDR on PS4. No, there is HDR. It was deactivated, or it was not working when they first sent the game. But when I got the game on Friday, there was the latest patch. I mean, the note was HDR.
D-1 patch.
Yeah, it was something like that. I don't know, because what the patch we just had, if it's not the day one patch, and what it is, but it was, I think it was 1.02 note for another patch, so I'm not too sure. I think we got the game pretty late compared to some of the
how about you actually show the game? It's been 15 minutes.
I know, but people have seen the game.
People don't care about the menus, man.
Well, they should, because that's where the main strength of the game is, because you can tweak everything. Yeah, and I know that's me being mean, but that's also what I think. Because, well, maybe I'm going to change my mind, but what you can do is when you choose a track, you can change seasons, something I forgot to mention, and it changes also somehow the scenery. And most of the tracks, there's a snow season, but of course you're not going to get snow on some of the tracks, which say are set on in southern France, for example, because, well, there isn't much snow there. But when it's technically possible to have snow.
Okay, someone wants to see a rally stage.
Okay, a rally stage, that is then. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this and take rally cross. So is there one in particular that they want to see, or? No. Okay, so I can choose like this one. We're going to set up this, and we're going to maybe add rain. Or maybe we should just do it randomly, so that there's so cars, not a lot of rally cars, but a few, and they're pretty cool to drive. I mean, at least I'm not sure.
Not even in the S3 anyway. That's
no, there's no
Meh.
Citroën in the game.
Meh.
So you can select the number of opponents. Where is it? No, it's a okay. So no, for rallycross it's always like 5, I think, plus the player. Okay, so let's try. I'm going to do a terrible job. But I've found in my experience in rallycross, I didn't see any crazy AI thing. Sometimes, I was, they bumped into me, but I also did. So I reckon it's, because it's not always easy to to handle the car but I also found that although you can lose, especially in in the high difficulty setting, but that they don't like drive like crazy. They don't that super fast, and on asphalt it's a lot more complicated to catch up with them sometimes.
Yeah, loading time is not great. We've seen worse, but yeah.
This one was okay, but there are worse loading times in the game.
That's scary.
Yeah, I didn't count. I have it on on file, but ooh, nice. Except no, but nice. This I like. Accidents caused by the AI. This is something that I find very dynamic and believable. What I don't like is when it at the first corner, all the AI actually just
Like a big pile.
yeah, and it's like a big traffic jam and a pile of cars, and it's ridiculous. I probably shouldn't have played in manual gear with that delay I'm having. Into oops, why am I in 4th gear? Oh, come on. So I don't know if I don't remember the season, but I might have chosen, so there's the Joker lap,
So
of course.
we've got the release notes for version 1.03. So saying they re-enabled HDR.
But I could play in HDR, and I've been playing in HDR in the past couple of days, so... I mean,
Maybe on other versions, I don't know.
Maybe.
Several enhancements and improvements to AI.
Oh, that's
So
good news.
Who knows?
Great news. Yes. Who knows?
Several enhancement and improvement to career mode, several enhancement and improvement to the in-game HUD, enhancement and improvement to train trial, director and broadcast modes, enhancement and improvement to photo mode, support for larger saved replays, several enhancement and improvement to online play, so I guess this one you wouldn't have known, several tricks to motorsports presets, car handling, pit stops, vehicle graphics, rendering and special effects. So basically they touched up everything.
Yeah, and it explains the size of the patch, basically. So one thing also, I don't know if it was me, but I don't see why it would be just me. But when I first launched the game, the wipers, which were set on manual, and I'm not sure you can actually tell the game to put them on automatic, but they were not assigned by default, which, like the first race I did in cockpit view, I'm sorry, I can't play. I can't play this game while talking with the delay. It's just, I'm gonna have to switch to automatic, because that's
yeah, we are using an external capture device. We are not streaming directly from the PlayStation 4.
Yeah, and that's well, partly why we're having issues with the sound. It should be fine for you, but it's very, very annoying on my side, because like every time I accelerate, I don't hear what I should, and then I don't know exactly where I'm. I have to check the gear all the time. And since I'm not using a wheel, well, it makes it even more difficult. So yeah, the wipers were not, assigned by default, so I had to go in the menu, and well, basically it was, once it was done, it was done. But I found it a bit surprising that it would be like that in a game where weather is so important, and weather is actually one of the key features, I think, in the game. And like I said, it's really dynamic. It makes great, and as you can see, it's not just dirt now anymore. It's mud.
It really seems like ice almost, like the way you.
No, ice is
just
worse. Ice is like horribly worse. There's one stage, and I have never tried with a wheel. Maybe that would be easier for me, but I don't think easy is the best word. But it's so narrow. It's so narrow. Let's just.
So people want to see the replay.
Yeah, I'm going to show the replay. So there's the flickering
Maybe you will
thing
see some enhancements
in the trees, but it's it's not as obvious in some views as it can be. Replays are in 30 frames per second, running at 30 frames per second, not 60, or not trying to reach 60 as in the first game. But I think it was the wise choice. It's just that sometimes camera angles are very nice, I think, especially compared to WRC7. And sometimes replays can look very nice, but sometimes it also looks very ugly. They also look very ugly because of that flickering problem with the shadows and stuff in the scenery, and it's less distracting when you're playing because you don't really have time to look at the trees and everything.
All right, so let's move on.
Yeah. So, but I'll promise to try to take some time with the PC version to show more replays if you want. I mean, if you have things you want to see, just drop a comment and let us know. Just to show you, maybe, okay, this. I'm going to. So there are different also livery selection that you can choose from. Obviously.
Can you create your own liveries or just?
I think so. Yeah. If I remember correctly, just like in the first game. Or maybe not. Was it on PC? I can't remember. I thought there was one that was like personal livery, but I don't know. Maybe it's just on PC, or maybe it was there before, and then it got deleted somehow. I don't know. But I mean, there's no like in-game tool to do it, so I would assume that that's possible on PC, because you can do that on your PC and then maybe import the image onto in the folder, and on PS4 that would be possible, like with PAS, you can do that. But that didn't look very good. So ice, and maybe what I should do is switch to automatic. I mean, I'm not saying it will be the best thing. No, and I have driving assist. That's the crazy thing. Oh boy. So where's the it's more like controls. Yes, that's automatic. Back to automatic. Maybe a bit less worse. So I'm going to try to show you the external view too. Although it's not really what I'm comfortable with, but considering what you saw before, it probably will not be worse anyway. So you probably don't hear, but there's the guy talking to me through the controller, and so unless I'm completely stupid, I haven't found anything in the option menu to turn it off. I mean, you can lower the voice down to 0, and then you're cool, but then you only have the subtitles to see what he's telling you. But contrary to other games, I haven't found a way to have the guy just on my TV speakers or on my amplifier. So no, not amplifier. So what's the name again for that?
Receiver.
Receiver. Yeah, that's right. I don't know why. Probably my guitar background talking.
Well, it doesn't seem that worse than the rain at the previous track. Honestly.
No, I don't know. Maybe it was because of the manual gear, and I was just not driving properly. But yeah, this one is okay because it's pretty wide, and it's actually fun to just drift like that, on the ice. But there's one that's very narrow, and you can actually leave the road. Don't think it's exactly a road. And if you leave the road, there's so much snow on the side of the road that you just
Are you
basically
actually
stop.
lapping people?
Yeah, I'm lapping people, and that's it's 100. They're supposed to be like really good. They're not aggressive, yes, but I tried with more aggressiveness, and it was the same. It seems like on ice, they don't really know what they're doing, and I don't know what I'm doing either. You know what I mean? It's just,
Hello, Matt Demon.
But it looks very nice.
Yeah, this is the PlayStation 4 Pro version.
Yes,
but,
it
of
is.
course, here it's 1080p, maybe a bit faster. Yeah, a bit too fast here.
It's 1440p. Well, the mountains in the background, not so
how
nice.
come you're fifth?
I don't know.
No, it's the lap. It's the lap. You're
It's
first.
the lap.
You're first. Okay.
Maybe I
It's a
didn't
bit
get
confusing because you've got 5 opponents, so you're 6 on track, and you've got 6 laps to do.
I have to show you the fog because when the fog arrives, so of course you can turn on the lights when it works, because sometimes I don't know why. Like, does it work?
Well,
No?
some cars don't have lights.
Yeah, but this one it's supposed to have lights, right? It's a rally car, but it doesn't work when I press the button. So I don't know why. I don't know if it's a bug. I don't know if it's me not understanding that.
Is it a rally car or an ice racing car?
It's I don't know. It's a rallycross car. So technically, maybe they don't have lights. I don't know.
Well, the best way to check is does it have wipers on the side of the car?
I don't know. Look at the wipers.
I don't think so.
No.
Because ice racing cars have wipers on the windows, actually, on the left and right.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So just
They do.
So same thing. Replays. You can choose the view. You can record the replays. You have.
Look at the front wheels of the AI cars. Left, right, left, right.
Yeah,
left, right.
Yeah, that's what they do. I mean, not even on ice. They would. It's like they're driving with like a digital gamepad. Like left, right.
Yeah.
Even in corners where there's no snow or dirt or anything. That's very odd.
It actually does look quite good right here.
The lighting,
there's no particles and everything. Yeah,
Yeah,
very nice.
But there's
Actually.
no marks. The cars leave no mark on.
And
on
the bokeh, the
car.
fulfill. Yeah, nice.
So the drone camera I was
Let's
talking
move
about.
on anyway.
There's like, for example, here I press and then I stop and it continues. And it can be a little. It's a drone, so I understand why, but it can be a little annoying when you're trying to be very precise. But you can get very nice shots, and I'm sure people will have a lot of fun just with that. And you can just look at that. Well, it's not the best, but still. And yeah, I think the game's lighting has been much improved. The weather conditions also, I'm going to try and show you like fog and then rain. It's when you're following cars and there's rain and splashes of rain everywhere. It's really immersive. So my main problem with the game, apart from the small bugs, like for example, there's one bug I had several times when you start a race and then the AI, they bump into you, so they wreck your car. So you restart the game, so everything is reset except your car looks just as wrecked as it was when you stopped.
Well, hopefully they fix this for the day one patch we just got.
Yeah, I hope so. I'm going to go for my favorite car in the game so far. Which is the Ferrari 488 GT3, which I think is really great because it's
it is worse for sure.
Yeah, it is a pleasure to drive, and the Enzo is a nightmare. Even with all assist on, it's a nightmare. But
yeah, the Enzo has never been known as a great car to drive.
Well, I can understand why so many people had accidents with with the Enzo then.
At least it didn't catch fire like some others.
Oh, sure. So what did you? There's a track you want to see?
Spa-Francorchamps.
The historic one or the
the current one.
The historic one is much cooler. It's like being in the Belgian countryside.
Yeah, but people don't know it, and we've got 5 minutes left. So
okay, so like I said, fog. I want fog.
Just one lap, please.
Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm not gonna.
6 laps of Spa-Francorchamps in 5 minutes. No.
No way. And then. So no. I find the lap thing a bit annoying. Also, instead of just switching here, you have to and then change here. Well, it's okay, but
Miguel wants Monaco and a 50 AI.
I think I've done my share of Monaco and 50. It's not 50,
it would be interesting, at least on the French live, to give
test
it a try and see if they fix it.
The main problem is when you max out the number of cars, and I think that one of the things that Slightly Mad Studio should not have done is to allow people to choose for more than 30 cars on this track. I mean, depending on the track, it's more or less cars that you're allowed to choose. So why didn't they limit the number to 20? Seemed okay. I mean, sometimes it could happen, but most of the time
Formula 1 it was 26 cars on Monaco. So
okay, so I should have tried 26. I asked Miguel, he said 20.
20 is currently, but the max number of Formula 1 cars that can be on one track is 26.
But I think with me there was maybe 32 cars on track. But the thing that doesn't explain, there's so many cars in the first corner that the ones in the back, because I was beginning, because I tried to begin in the middle of the grid, but they always kicked my ass. Like I was my car was wrecked. Maybe, but still doesn't explain why it would be they would be so aggressive. Oh, is it night? Did I choose night? What time is it? We're not going to see the fog as we should. It's gonna be interesting anyway, because you don't see
fog at night. We are not even going to see Rouge.
No, we don't. Actually, you can't see anything. That's pretty cool.
It's like a Nintendo 64 game.
Oh yeah, okay. So you've decided to start trolling.
No, I like how we see the headlights and just the headlights coming up. No, it's great actually. Well, fog is gone already.
Yeah, because it's one lap and it's
I understand. Oh, I like how the racing line is getting covered slowly. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I mean, they're very nice effects. And like I said, when everything works as it should, the game is great. When you don't bump into cars, you don't see odd things with the physics engine. And sorry again, but I believe that physics engine is not just the driving and everything. It's also the way
don't bump.
Yeah, don't bump. You shouldn't bump, sure, but sometimes it happens. Sometimes it happens to you because they bump into you, and sometimes it happens because they brake too hard or you weren't ready or paying attention.
It even happens to people who have Formula 1 championships, so
Yeah, I guess. But let's see. The splashes of rain when the car ahead.
It dried up a bit too quickly, I would say.
It's not completely dry. See, there's still puddles everywhere.
It's strange, yeah.
And
the AI actually works here.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually went around you in the corner.
I mean,
it's better than Gran Turismo, at least until.
Oops, sorry, that's me. Sorry. And what's good is when you bump into a car and when don't do something that you should have done and you pass the car, you're actually told you have 20 seconds to go back to your position, or you'll have a 30 seconds penalty. And I think it's nice because they don't punish you immediately, they give you a chance. But in the end, if you don't want to listen, then you'll get punished anyway. And you can see there's still water and puddles of water on the side, which can be tricky.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
Oh, there's an accident, but again, this I like because this is so unexpected. But when the first corner of a race, like in the Nürburgring GT race, the first corner was a nightmare before that, today's patch at least. So I'm actually quite curious to see if some of what we've seen in the past couple of days has actually been fixed. Because if it has, man, I'm going to regret putting up the videos, because it was the case ever since the first game. So I was really bummed out that it would be.
Well, we'll give this a try, and if need me, we'll.
Look at that. What I was saying.
No, that doesn't look good.
No, there's a problem with
right there. It's no good. Oh,
and
wow.
this is not good either. I don't know what it is, but there's still a problem. Oh, very nice. It's the Belgian flag or what? There's yellow. There's red. What's going on?
Looks like.
Hello. Okay. We're back.
Well, anyway, we've got 3 minutes left until the French live. So tomorrow we'll have another racing game.
Yeah, it's just crazy. It's just crazy.
So don't expect much in terms of quality of driving.
No, it's going to be worse than what you saw tonight, and tonight was
it's so much worse. It's mind blowing how bad I was driving. So I had 20 minutes. I had never played the game, and I had 20 minutes to do as much capture as I could of the game. So it's Forza 7 running on Xbox One X in 4K. I thought it was recording half of them in HDR. Actually, it's not. It's very annoying. I lost hours trying to encode these. Anyway, so tomorrow, I don't know the time, we are going to have some Forza 7 videos.
And it is great. And again, just be comprehensive, be understanding with Blim.
It's at least I'll be able to edit them now that they are not HDR. So
so you're going to fake your driving abilities so that people think you
but
can actually drive.
I really don't like sims. So,
yes, and again, it's
and especially with no training before. So you'll have to do with them. We've got some nice Maple Valley footage.
Yeah, it's the track's back this year, right?
In the rain.
In the rain.
Well, it starts in the blue sky and then goes into rain. So I guess it will be the most popular one, and it's the one where I'm not good, but I don't think I had to press the Y button.
Okay. So
anyway. Oh, we had someone from SMS on the chat. Hey, Nathan Bell, sorry about that. I didn't see you. Yeah, we were running version 1.03 on PlayStation 4 Pro.
And so far we've seen fewer problems than we saw in the past few days. So we'll be making corrections and showing. Well, this is what I was talking about. The fog. There's the smoke effect that I find very nice, and that looks a lot like the memories I have from Silent Hill 2, but much better.
Yeah, right? That's true.
And it's like, okay, where are the monsters? And so we're going to try and see if some of the problems we had with the AI, which were specific problems, but at least here we've shown that the AI can do a good job too, which is good. And sadly for me, I had more problems over the past 3 days with the AI than I had even 2 years ago with the first game. So I'm going to give game even more time. The PC version will be available at the end of the week, I think. And if again, anything I see in the PS4 version that is better than what we've shown, will of course let you know, because that wouldn't be fair. If nothing changes or some of the things haven't changed, we'll also let you know, obviously. And well, that's it for today.
Yeah.
Again,
See you people.
Yeah, we hope to see you. Well, in the weeks to come, we have more content coming, and tomorrow it will be Blade.
240. I'm sorry, but Driftwood has been playing the game for a long time, and is allowed to not be completely positive about it. If you have a problem with that, you just can ignore us. There is no problem. But and also we can ignore you.
Yeah, thank you for that. I don't know what he said, but I can only imagine.
No, he say, for fuck's sake, can you enjoy the game? It's not out and you're judging so hard. What the fuck? Well, what the fuck to you too? We are game reviewers, and we are allowed to judge the game. If the game is buggy, if the game has issues, we are going to say it. That's the way it is. We are not even giving scores, so we are not putting your beloved game to a lower metascore. So if you're not happy, you just have to ignore us, and we'll be happy that you ignore us. Okay. Anyway, we are switching to French in 3 minutes. So see ya.
See you guys.